shit that's a little bit more relatable.
Country roads.
Okay.
You're really staring at me really intently, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Touch my wiener.
Start the show. Don't put that on TikTok.
It would
Welcome
make it.
to the
Hey!
We
the
actually
show. Yeah,
oh yeah,
recording.
big time.
This is the
We
show
are-
not for experts. It's the show for beginners.
Yep.
People who try to do toe holds by just squeezing your big
Oh no,
toe.
I got one for this.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, I got
You got one?
I actually have one this time. This is not a show for experts, but is for the show that people want to try to convince me the UFC is not rigged after the yawn and
I thought you already did that one.
I know, but this
Similar.
is now it's now it's gonna lead in. Chad, I'm good at this. Okay. Just ease up.
You're taking my role now.
No,
Calm down.
I'm good at show.
There can only be one
There
chosen.
can only
I
be
just
one chosen one.
Talked about that UFC now is a work.
Yep.
So that's what we're doing today.
At least in Abu Dhabi,
We're gonna be bad refs.
We are doing a watch along.
We're watching a fake
Dude, I would
thing.
love
Yeah,
to
we're
be a
doing a
ref.
watch along.
No, the
But
reffing
it is
sucks.
a punishment watch along
The judging
where
sucks.
Michael
The reffing would be
makes
fun.
you watch professional wrestling and try to make you like it.
You know, I used to love it when I was a little kid, so.
So this is what we are going to watch today, setting this up for everyone, is on YouTube. So I'm not picking matches that are traditionally known. I'm trying to pick matches that are accessible on YouTube so everyone at home can watch it and listen to it on Spotify, hopefully. How should they subscribe on Spotify, Chad?
You should search the Hey or just Hey Show 3 Ys. And that should do it.
And then when you're on there, how do you
Subscribe.
describe?
I don't know.
Oh,
You
okay.
click the
the
button.
I don't even.
So-
I'm surprised I even got here.
Just because, again, good producer, you go ahead, you get on the Hey Show page, you hit subscribe, you like us, then you unsubscribe, then you resubscribe, and then you unsubscribe, then you resubscribe. And you do that 5 times because that gets our numbers up.
Does that work?
Yes, and
That's what
it's
I've
great
been told.
stuff.
And on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, hit the bell for notifications.
There we go.
And do it
Leave a
5
comment.
times.
I don't know if it works for YouTube. Connor gave us some trick yesterday.
He said if you watch it on like half speed, then it counts as like 2 watches. It's,
How do you watch it at half speed?
You can change the
yeah,
speed.
you can change the
settings.
speed.
The
You can
playback
play
speed.
playback speed.
Welcome to the Hey Show.
I think he's just trying to game it so that we look like we have more people watching than we really do.
Yeah. That's for like you watch it normally once, and then the second time you watch it through, you put it on slow speed so you don't have to really pay attention. That's
Yeah.
just for us.
While you're working, we
Right.
just put it up so that we act like we're watching it.
Okay.
All right, sweet. All right, so this is from Ring of Honor, which is a defunct wrestling company now, but it was the most well-known indie promotion, and all of their fights were out of Philadelphia, and they have almost any major star in WWE came from Ring of Honor.
Really?
That's how you start.
I was going to say they got a bigger crowd than IBJJF No Gi
This is,
Pants.
this is
Gordon would
actually
approve that message.
this is actually legitimately in a baseball stadium.
Okay.
So
Nice.
this was one of their live shows. So they had working deals with New Japan Wrestling, which is the Japanese WWE. Most wrestling fans will say that they like that way better than they like WWE. If you like wrestling, it's, some people attribute to like AEW now, the like indie / professional main event type stuff. But this is a match between Shibata and Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle O'Reilly is a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu, trains
Now
regularly.
or then?
Now.
Okay.
Yeah, he still wrestles to this day in AEW, wrestled in WWE in the Undisputed Era, and now he's in AEW again, but he's legitimately a trained fighter. Trains in kickboxing, which you'll see a lot. He trains jiu-jitsu. His friend Bobby Fish is now trying to beat up CM Punk for real, has challenged him to real fights. CM Punk has declined all of his offers because he
why.
evidently fights Muay Thai, actual professional Muay Thai
Yeah.
fights, and he's 1-0.
I think if you did anything,
CM Punk
you'd
is?
see a
No,
Punk.
Bobby
Hell
Fish.
no.
Bobby Fish is legitimately 1-0
I want to fight CM Punk
in the
in the
ring.
cage.
Shibata is also an MMA fighter in Japan. They mix worked fights and wrestling fights all the time. And he's a very known wrestler. His presentation is black trunks. His shirt is black that has the words wrestler on it. So he is a very serious character.
Sounds a lot like a Mike Tyson get up.
Yes. So that's kind of like his
Cut
presentation.
towel.
So now you can kind of figure it out. You'll hate the ending of the match, but just don't pay attention to that because they can't have either guy lose because it's from two different companies. But we are on YouTube, so if you type in Kyle O'Reilly, Katsuri Shibata, ROH Field of Honor Show 2016, and you go to the 3-minute, 20-second mark, Chad is going to give you a countdown, and then we are going to start, and we are going on play.
Before we count this
100,
down, Chad,
99, 98. Just
I mean, if that's what you want the show to be.
If that's what you want it to
do you
be,
really
go
think
right
you could beat
for
CM
it.
Punk in an MMA fight?
100%. I actually can strike a little bit. 3, 2, 1. FCM Punk.
Play.
That's
He's
play.
probably such
Let's
a
go.
nice guy, too.
You got to go on play.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Play.
It's great that you did it 4 different ways, but never said play. That was the best part.
That guy
Ooh,
kind of
that
looks
got
like
serious.
Mac.
What's that?
That guy kind of looks like Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Asian Mac.
Asian Mac, yeah.
Oh, they're getting ready.
Ronnie, can you see?
Yep,
Okay,
sure
just
can.
making sure.
He's got good hair. I mean, we
He
got
does.
it's got to go to the
He's
hair,
a
right?
pretty.
You got to ignore like
Person.
the really crappy stunts and stuff like that.
They're. Oh,
What are they
they're
doing?
hand
fighting.
wrestling.
Oh, it's an arm drag. Look at that. Oh, the duck under.
Whoa,
Yep, there
whoa.
and a
Oh, and the
switch.
reverse duck under
Whoa,
into
whoa.
another switch.
This is like the kids' matches.
Oh, that was deep half.
So many lost opportunities.
Yeah. Where was the...
So
He's like,
Oh,
did
now
you
they're
see
sizing
that?
each other back up.
So-
Oh, it's slick because it's raining, right?
So, in Japanese style professional wrestling matches,
Take your time, sir.
they grapple for usually the first 5 to 10 minutes,
Okay.
and it's just kind of a
I
flow
love
roll
their
grappling.
wrestling stances.
Yeah.
It's very. Oh,
There's
she can
a
kick.
inside
sick
leg
inside
kick.
leg kick.
Okay, staring each other. They stare at each other more than I
Now,
stare
this
at
is
Ronnie.
something
The
you're
double
not going to
unders?
understand, but
When they touch the ropes, they have to release them.
this is a Japanese thing, and you either do a clean break or you do a dirty break,
What
and that's
the-
a part of the show. So it helps you show who the fate, you know,
What is
who
going
the
on right now?
good guy and who the bad guy
Is
is.
he like showing him his dick?
Yep.
Oh.
He was trying to.
Whoa. He
Ooh.
said, "You look at my dick."
Right there. There was a double.
I will not do that, sir.
In the
You
mouth.
take this.
Now,
Open palm strikes.
The open palm strikes is
Boss Rick
obviously
style.
because you cannot have a closed fist in New Japan
Wow,
wrestling.
armbar to armbar.
is
So-
that, maybe that's why that guy palm striked me.
So they cannot.
But you can soccer
Good
kick.
thing he didn't soccer kick you in the face.
That is his
Nice.
finishing move, Chibata's.
Do you think the ref would have gave him a penalty if he soccer kicked me?
Nope.
He's a little more wide-eyed
Alright.
now. Oh, man.
Whew.
Asian Mac.
So Shibata is now wrestling again.
Which one is the brown belt now?
O'Reilly?
Is okay.
The
I
one
got
that
it.
obviously
The one that has
says O'Reilly.
on his ass.
Yeah.
Oh, is he sponsored by O'Reilly?
I believe so.
Oh my gosh, he's so stuck right here. He's gonna break
Yeah.
his neck.
This is how you finish that guy at
Whoa.
Brown Belt Worlds.
Oh, okay, just
Yeah.
don't break the neck. Kick him in the back. Now
That's
break the
right.
neck.
Ah.
This is like really abusive relationship. Oh my! He
Oh,
just stepped on his face.
Stomped his ear.
man.
What?
Now,
That's
I'm
the
now-
cauliflower special.
I'm now
No
gonna.
arm
I am
triangle.
now
Yeah, the
gonna.
no arm in triangle.
I'm
Reverse
now
triangle.
going to defend professional wrestling
Can
and
we
say
show?
that I
We need
just
to pop
watched.
that video up. Like I could probably make. Why couldn't I make like a little YouTube video right down here? Would that be allowed?
Because you can't put it on YouTube.
Really?
It's already there. That'd be you taking it from
You
someone
can
else.
take, right? We've had this talk before. Dude,
So
he's gonna die.
But now people on Spotify can
You know
do
what's
it.
funny is when they came out and they're like wrestling's fake. It got more fans.
Yeah.
Why did they break him right there?
So
What-
when you grab,
Well,
if you were in a
he
submission,
grabbed
you
the
grab
rope?
the rope, you can get out.
Okay.
I know that one.
I remember that too, yeah.
Ooh, the wrist lock.
yeah,
Brandon's favorite.
wrestling has
The crowbar.
wrestling has
the
never
pacifier.
has
Ugh.
never acted like it was real. That's actually not true. Has never acted like.
Is
it
that
was
really
real.
called the crowbar?
Yeah, because
you just keep your hand there, and I'm gonna stomp
Yeah.
it. You stay right here,
Don't worry, it's
and
not
then
broken.
just wait. What? Those
I'm
kicks?
gonna
Take
let
that.
you guys know that
Oh.
there's a lot
Leg
of
lock,
professional wrestling fans in jiu-jitsu.
I
You
wish
are
I
gonna
could get out
piss
leg
them
locks
off,
like
Chad.
that. What? Oh, there's a commercial.
There we go.
Get you
What's
two.
all that?
Okay, two half-naked guys. Yeah. Wow, he's got a
Beach
really
red.
good body.
All right, in this
formation.
intermission, Michael, who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Of all time, like to
Oh, we
watch?
skipped it.
We
Okay,
skipped.
we're back in.
Ooh,
He's
good.
tired.
Oh,
Softening
just
up that arm.
Shin arm.
I was always a big
Bar.
fan of Shawn Michaels and Rey Mysterio Jr.
Dude, tap. I think he tapped.
Yeah, to watch one
Ooh,
of
the
them would
wrist
be Chris
lock.
Jericho.
Okay.
I like
Break
Chris
the
Jericho a
fingers.
lot.
WCW?
Can you just break the fingers?
Into
Like
oh, now he's going to the
major.
bicep crush.
Ooh.
It's like a reverse omoplata or something.
No, it's a
Yeah, it's a-
bicep crush.
Yep,
Okay.
that's a good
I
one.
can actually watch a new wrestler. I can actually watch Adam Cole wrestle anytime.
You
And
take your ass and get
you
back
would-
down, Mr.
You would
O'Reilly.
just be mortified of what Adam Cole looks like.
Okay.
He is like 5'5", like has no muscle to him.
No,
Like, he's an
keep your ass
amazing
down, Mr.
wrestler.
O'Reilly. No, you need to leave that lock. It's not.
That's
allowed.
actually his leader, that O'Reilly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can actually do this in jiu-jitsu. Oh, you grab the cage, you get free. God, that's all I got to do is tap the out of bounds line, and I get out of submissions. Oh no, get your ass down.
You know you're making fun of that, but
I'm not.
that's actually like that was pride.
I'm just.
If you went under the ropes,
No
and they
one
broke
else
the
is
submission.
I
talking.
think they
So
gave
I'm
you a
talking.
card or something that
Yeah.
would pride though.
That's why
Oh,
all of
foot
those
stomps.
Japanese
O'Reilly's
fighters
losing.
wanted to do
He's a bitch.
Ooh.
go against Gracie's and the pride stuff.
Yeah.
Just take it.
Sakuraba, the Gracie
He's
killer.
like, nope, I'm
he's
not
angry
taking
now.
it. I'm angry. Oh,
Oh.
bam.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
So
you
this
like
is
that?
also
Oh,
a
you like that?
Japanese tradition. These are
Keep-
legit just forearms.
Who did this from our gym before? Just like decided like just fuck it. I'm just gonna get punched in the face a few times and drop their hands.
Carlos.
Okay, yeah,
We called him the Mexican zombie.
yeah. He just like put his hands down. He's like, "You're a bitch. Hit me."
Yep.
Oh, psh, dead.
Flying elbow.
Has anyone ever died in wrestling?
Yes.
Lots of
Owen
people.
Hart did when we were youngsters.
Ooh, outside ankle lock. Oh, it's tight. It's so tight.
Just step over the foot.
No, it's so tight right now. He's gonna break the leg. He's gonna tap.
He's gonna snap my shin in half.
Just let go. It
Oh,
kicked
there
in
we
the
go.
face. Oh, the knee push to the face kick. I have to do that more often.
Yeah, slap the knee to hit the foot in the face.
I'm not making fun of wrestling, guys. I'm
I'm gonna say this
Man,
again.
he's-
You just watched Sean O'Malley beat Jan in a real sport, and we're saying this is faker.
It absolutely is.
Wait, what? Oh, wipe his titties off. I do wipe my titties off when I wrestle.
Not even hurting, man.
And
Bring
in the
it.
middle of the fight, my opponent just walks around me.
Come
And I
on.
stay on my knees.
What do you
This
got?
This is Japanese style.
Dang, this is hardcore. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's all you got? That's it?
Sick turning sidekick too
Dang.
from O'Malley. Oh,
The one hitter quitter.
drops him with the right hook.
Well,
Man.
who
I
is
know-
gonna
I know.
win?
A lot of like we talked about, there was a lot of legitimate submission stuff in there, but some of it was like obviously in that 50-50 he would pull on it, then let it go, then pull on it, then let it go. You know, that's not something we would just keep pulling on it. But
Has wrestling got like more legit looking now that wrestling and jiu-jitsu has improved?
100%.
'Cause I don't
Because
watch
back in
it.
the day, whenever you put a sleeper hold on, they would grab your arm and you drop it 3 times. So it happened until the 90s, and then Paul Heyman was like, that's the dumbest thing in the world. We all know MMA now. We know they go out.
Yeah.
So you would lift the hand one time, it goes down, it's over. So now WWE, that's how they do it. The only rule that I don't like that the indies do is they say that you cannot pin. Sometimes they have matches where you can't be pinned if you have a submission on. So in WWE, the way they go around it is every time there's a triangle or an armbar, somebody will roll them up, put their shoulders on the mat, count, and then that's how they win. But in some of these, they actually
the
have
arm in
rules
now.
where they say, hey, you cannot submit somebody. So the reason I like professional wrestling, in my opinion, is because it is the art of making things look like combat that doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it's theater.
It's theater. So if if you just watch it and you're like, wow, that's really athletic, that's really good. But yes, all of the holds they're not even close to trying to put them on because they're not really trying to hurt each other.
You ever been to medieval times?
Yeah. So Shibata, what I was trying to say, I think Chad interrupted me. Shibata is his finisher right there. It's called the PK. So in Japan, it's a dishonor to have your own finisher put against you. So a guy that was fighting Shibata decided to throw the PK. It glanced off his shoulder and his toe went into his skull and depressed his skull, and he almost died.
Wow.
So Shibata is still he just now started wrestling again with a soft spot in his skull, and that if he gets hit in the wrong spot, he dies.
That's what happens when you go off script, I guess.
So a guillotine to an arm triangle.
I gotta try that sometime.
Yeah.
It almost looks like he's got the Ezekiel grip, though. Oh,
Yeah.
no, he doesn't.
Yeah, everything is put into where it's not going to be legitimate.
Slap that hand. Make sure he's alive.
Ooh, oh.
This is
Wow.
actually not the best technical wrestler right now in the world. Zack Sabre Jr. will be the next one you watch. And Zack Sabre Jr. I think he's also a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu.
All right.
Yeah, just stomp
Nudge
his
him
head.
over.
Yeah, move your ass out of the way. Whack. Back. Whack. This is why I quit striking.
So this is in Japan. This is test of strength. This is
is
their
gauge
test of
right here.
strength. They just elbow each other in the face, and it is actually true that one of them says stop.
Really?
Yeah.
When they're done?
It's
Okay.
just like so there's been famous matches where it goes on for like 10 minutes, and they just sit there and take it because they're
Both out.
insane. You have to do a double now. That's a
Tired.
spot.
Did you ever see the Pride fight? It was like Don Fry and some giant
oh,
Asian
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
Yoshiatsu something, I
Classic.
think. Where they just hold each other's heads and fucking pound
Yeah.
each other.
Big elbow.
Maybe combat jiu-jitsu should take over wrestling.
I mean, it could work.
Like how entertaining
Lots of
would
leg
that
kicks.
be? Just slapping the shit out of each other and like doing certain leg
Did
kicks.
you see that the UFC
I'm
just
gonna say be a man and just do MMA.
Did you see that the UFC, Dana White and Fertitas just
Yeah.
bought a new slap fight organization that they're
Yeah.
going to push to the forefront
We've
now?
seen that commercial when we were watching the fights. It was
Ooh.
crazy.
Uppercut. That was slick. Oh,
Standing rear naked.
I don't think people realize how debilitating it is to get rear naked choked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
well, you know what? F you.
Suplex.
Death.
Right on the head.
Yeah, that was kind of gnarly.
Nope.
Right back.
That's a sign of
Nope.
honor in Japan as well, to be just dropped on your neck over and over and over and not have your neck broken.
Oh. Double
The
KO.
double knockout.
Because legendary, they have when they're young boys, they have to like train to bridge for like 3 hours straight and stuff like that to get their
Oh.
neck muscles so tough.
Oh. They're in a baseball stadium?
Yeah, what stadium is that?
It's a minor league stadium, I know that, but that is not Red Shoes. Red Shoes is the most legendary Japanese referee. He wears red shoes. And this is like the second most. I just actually noticed that they had a New Japan ref. Even the kicks, Ronnie can
Yeah.
tell they're pulling all their kicks. It's all
There's
it's all for
snap
show.
to
They
'em.
straighten their legs. Again, it's the idea of that they're not
Remember
hurting
that-
each other,
when
but
that
making
pro
it look
wrest-
really bad.
That pro wrestler came to the gym and wanted to train with us. He was from he knew Grant. And he was kind of wild. He had like a crazy facial hair.
I don't remember.
He wanted to become a pro wrestler. He actually trained.
Yeah,
good?
I rolled with him.
Did you?
Yeah, he got really mad at me because I swept him from half guard, and he kept telling me it was a banana split. Most of these moves you can't do in WWE. Brain busters, you can't do those.
Ooh, you dumb.
That's the PK.
Peacock.
Puss kick.
I keep drinking that. I
Boom.
don't understand why.
So good, right?
It wasn't bad, but
Into the
That's
armbar.
great.
Yep. I've had some arm bars look like that.
Yeah,
Almost there, but not quite.
O'Reilly, that's all he does is arm bars, triangles, omas, and stuff like
There's,
that.
speaking of the Oma,
And then Fish is his partner. That's his tag team partner, and he's the Muay Thai guy. So he does all the
Is
kicks.
he tapping?
And he's saying no. He's waving
First
that
off,
finger.
it's
No,
Shibata.
no.
He'll never tap.
Break it.
I don't need a shoulder.
He needs that. Like, for an omoplata, that is exactly where I would love to have someone for an omoplata.
Yeah.
Turned over, flattened out.
Saying no, no, no.
Yeah.
It's about to bust that golf ball and springs in there.
That's right. No.
But is the mouth open?
And there's your screwy finish. Yep, there you go.
That's it?
Yep, that's it.
What happened?
Well, he called the match because he was in too much danger.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
but that means that he didn't quit.
Oh.
So Kyle O'Reilly gets the win, but
he didn't
quit.
tap.
He didn't tap.
Good job.
Referee stoppage.
Yeah, now he's mad at the ref because the whole thing.
Yep, I've seen that too in MMA where they're mad. He's like, dude is clearly knocked out. I can't believe you stopped.
Seen
Like,
that in
you were-
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I too surpassed the mount. to
Yeah,
go to
Kyle,
side
Kyle
control.
O'Reilly, he's big
Yeah.
into. He does a lot of knee on belly too and
I
stuff
think
like that.
he
yeah.
did go knee on belly for a second. Yeah, not bad.
All right.
All right, that was the watch along.
Thank you guys for watching along.
It went exactly how I figured it'd go for a couple of you.
What, did I do good?
No.
What? Damn it.
But in all seriousness, I do want to do things like that. It won't always be wrestling. I want to do a watch along of a
Can it
movie.
be a British Bake-Off?
Chad
Sure.
will
I'll
not
watch that.
let us have any poor video quality though, so
What?
I don't know if we can do that like on a Zoom, like where we're all watching John Wick together or things like that.
Yeah.
And John Wick, he does lasso in the second one.
He does some stuff in
Yeah.
the first one. That's the only one I've seen. But
Yeah, the second one he does like a lot of lasso guard and stuff like that.
he does
So
a lot of like arm bar headshot.
If if anybody in the
Did he ever shoot himself
Viewers?
in the leg?
wants to
Yeah,
give me
so.
suggestions on watch-alongs, I would love to do that. We're gonna go from a serious one to a non-serious one, but that was my choice today. So
We're gonna
alright.
ask our followers to step up your game because it's shit.
We're now in the segment of Chad berates our followers.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Listen, I'm a coach, and you guys need to do better as followers and supporters of our show.
Yeah.
We expect more out of you.
So the next segment we have to close the show, I'm very excited for, but I believe will be blown up. So I think this is a really good idea. You guys really like the what they said segment. This is my new one. We're gonna make top 5
That's what
lists.
she said.
So
Alright.
top 5 lists are huge in pretty much any audio medium. People like top 5, blah blah blah. So now we're gonna do a top 5 list ironclad expert panel of the week, and we're gonna do 2 top 5 lists. Now, I would like for us to get to individual ones, but for our first time, if we do a combined one, we'll figure that out. So the first top 5 list that I would like you to do, I think you guys could do this one individual, is top 5 list of BJJ competitors to get people to like BJJ.
All right.
So watch.
Yes. So,
We're gonna go through our whole list or like one.
We pick
Yeah,
5
yeah.
people that we think
yeah,
you
yeah,
should watch.
yeah. That's what we're gonna do. So, but I want to give you the preference. So it's to have someone sit down
Watch them.
and watch them and be interested. So,
Mhm.
if I wanted to get you to like professional wrestling, and I knew Chad was in the room, I would never show him a Rey Mysterio match. He would just make fun of that the entire time. Because luchador matches, to me, they don't make sense to me. Like
I just like watching the acrobatics.
yeah. If you're one of, then you can disbelieve. Like, so if you like Rey Mysterio, you would now like Ricochet, because Ricochet makes Rey Mysterio look like a bum, which
Okay.
is like insane.
Yeah.
But Ricochet is actually from, strangely enough, Paducah, Kentucky. And
cool.
he is like the most athletic human being. Like, so he always says, like, if I wasn't a wrestler, then I would be a D1 cornerback. And I
Wow.
actually
That's a bold statement.
I actually believe him. He is one of the most athletic human beings I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
So we saw him in Chicago at an NXT event, and he got on top of, how like tall the ring is, like when you're sitting and looking
Mhm.
at it. He got a ladder that looked like it was at least 10 feet, probably 15 feet. He got on top and just did like 4 or 5 flips off onto somebody onto a table. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen live. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
like, I
gnarly.
don't understand how someone can do that. But so the top 5 list, you're picking 5 people that you think could get somebody to like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So we're obviously not going to pick. Who's someone I want to throw shit at?
Andre.
Yeah, Andre. Yeah, we would just avoid all Andre
I
matches.
feel like we can all agree that the number one is Gordon Ryan.
I don't know. Like, here's the tough thing, because
Yeah.
this is what helped me in the beginning a lot too. You want to find people that are your size, right? Because you kind of want I don't want to watch Gordon Ryan at my 140, because I'm probably not going to do Gordon Ryan stuff as much as I'm going to do Mikey Musumeci or Bruno Maffesine or.
But what one's going to be more entertaining?
No, this is interesting.
Well,
this is what I wanted.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good. Yeah. That's an
It's,
interpretation.
I mean, of course, entertaining. Yeah, but you could say Gordon Ryan's essentially not entertaining if he's going to pull guard. Like his ADCC matches
But
were the most entertaining
but
thing in the world.
if
Unless
you can
understood what was going on.
that's what I was going to say. If you can explain to someone the build up to it and how he just talks shit to all these guys that are, the best in the world, all of them, but then
you're
he's
just
still
a new
a step
guy
above him.
Googling.
Well,
Where do you look?
Hold on.
But then
hold
you get
on.
to see him slap Andre, then go out there and fight him and beat him. And
Yeah, I was about to
minutes or
say, now, we're trying to get people to like it. So you're telling me that when he goes and fight, well, Felipe Pena is a bad one. Who's the one that he arm triangle? Was it Wagner?
Probably, yeah. I
He
think so.
abused Wagner for like 10
And
minutes,
he
but it was quick.
abused,
okay, so if you don't think that Gordon is the number one, to
I didn't
get
say I
some
don't
in-
think
well,
so.
Well,
I-
who would your pick be?
I think it just, when I first started jiu-jitsu, the thing that helped me the most was watching people my size. It motivated me
I mean,
more
that
that if I
might
saw
help
them,
you learn
they're
the
my
technique
size,
better.
that
Techniques that are
they
applicable
could
to
do
your size.
this, I could do
Well, this
this.
is going
Right.
way better than I thought. Wow,
But-
this is way better. So let's do it like this then. Since I'm the person that's running the questions, we will go, since you two are seeming to be opposites, let's go with Ronnie first.
We're not necessarily opposites.
This is good for show.
Healthy disagreement.
You're actually disagreeing. But he's saying that, like, what I was trying to say is Gordon Ryan being theatrical and handing someone a fucking
Right.
envelope.
Because here's the thing, like, if you pull up the Andre Gavallo match where
Somebody
he
has
just
to drink if you're doing the drinking game.
Better start chugging, bud.
If somebody hands the commentator an envelope and says, "This is what I'm going to beat this person with," you're telling me you don't want to watch that person?
Right. But he said no Andre Gavallo,
I
right?
didn't
And
say
there's
that.
well, you said probably not Andre.
I didn't say anything.
Who
about
did?
Andre.
I did.
Oh, Ronnie.
We-
Okay. So, but there's a match out there that if you find it, he beats this guy who thinks like he's a karate Kempo black belt, and he comes to an IBJJF, and Andre beats him by like 40 points and just completely schools him. And it's kind of entertaining to watch because it goes to show you that there's levels to this thing. And if you think that because you did karate or you did some
But-
shit, like you watch this guy basically spinning around.
But are
just
we
fucking
talking
racking
about
up points.
individual matches or competitors?
Well, I mean, there was a time that Andre did some incredible shit, even though he's getting fucking tooled now.
I would say it would be like your catalog. So it would be like, again, it'd be like almost like put up the top 5 Gordon Ryan matches.
I think
against
watching
the
Mikey
top 5.
Musumeci's incredible,
top
except
5
when he
Andre
first pulls
matches.
guard in the first 30 seconds with no connection.
So who would your number one pick be then? Mine's definitely Gordon Ryan, number one pick.
I mean, as far as entertaining, yes.
to get
but,
someone
but,
into BJJ.
like, if you watch it, like, think about this when you started, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, I'm fucking never going to be that guy. But if
Okay.
you watched Mikey Musumeci, you're like, dude, that guy's my size.
But I also
and he just won $50,000.
But I also saw
for some
guys that
cool
weren't
shit.
my size in the UFC doing jiu-jitsu, and I was like, damn, I want to do that. And that got me into it. Like BJ Penn or... I can't think of
BJ
someone else.
Penn is 150.
He fought in a lot of weight classes. He's bigger than that. That's his like
Well,
lowest.
that would
probably,
be like,
but-
shit, what's his dumbass name? Frank Mir.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you see him beat Brock Lesnar with jiu-jitsu, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Who would your second pick be then? My second pick, I think, would be Gary Tonin. I think that's
Gary
another
Tonin's a good
exciting
one.
guy to
That's-
show fun matches.
So
So he
we're
always
fall-
hunts the submissions.
So we're just following along at home. Let's let Brandon go first. So he put Gordon Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
Gary Tonin.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So you got 3 more, Brandon.
I think. I mean, I guess I count this as 2. Cade and
No, you're fine.
Tyru
Yeah, that's
Tolo.
fine.
I think both of those are
Mhm.
incredibly exciting guys to watch too. And then I also like Nicholas Marigali quite a bit as well. I think that would be my top 5.
And that's more of like guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even in the Nogi recently, I thought he was really
Yeah.
exciting to watch.
I mean, I like your list.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like Kate. the Rotolos both are going to go for the sub. Gordon's going to go for the sub.
Yeah.
Who was the other? Gary's going
Gary.
to go for the sub. And Marigali's your gi guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you kind of, to me, your list kind of makes sense.
I almost could alternate out Marigali for Keenan Cornelius as well, because I think he's just kind of more like cerebral. He explains things a little better. That kind of helps you get more into it as well. But I think Marigali's a little more exciting.
I think it's really cool because we are going to take 3 different routes to the same question.
That's exactly what I wanted.
And it's all the 3 phases. So I feel like Brandon is going for the what's going to draw them in.
Yep.
Chad's going for the what's going to make them a better competitor. And I'm going to go for what's going to keep them in it. Because I'm thinking more who's the best ambassadors of Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
So my picks would be Craig Jones, Mikey Musumeci.
Great picks.
Yep.
I pick actually another one that I picked is Jacob Couch. He's one of those guys that is very
It's also relatable.
He's relatable, easy to talk to.
Great
like
point.
he would be a guy like if you would see him at a competition, you would go up, it's like, oh, I seen you, I loved you on the show, or I seen your match, it was great. And I watched. We were out at ADCC.
I was going to say,
and
tell this story.
This lady comes up and gives him. She made trading cards. She made a Jacob Couch trading card. It looked
That's
like a
pretty
baseball
wild.
card. Handed it to
Thought
him.
about doing that.
And Jacob was like, I mean, he was like, this was like the coolest thing he had ever gotten in his life. He was like, anyone that walked by is like, guys, look, I got a card. Guys, look, I got a card. And he's just like, anyone that would come by.
That's cool,
He
man.
was like so excited, so happy. And this lady is just like I could tell she's like feeling so connected
It was
to the whole
emotional.
thing. It was great. Everyone had a good experience in that. And you know, Tristan even is another guy that's like that too, where if you like, and he's more on the MMA side, but you see, you know, he's one of those guys like, hey, I seen you, it was really awesome, and then he would sit there and talk to you about it for as long as he could.
Both very personable.
Someone who's come from nothing, struggled.
Exactly.
built.
And if I can wrap that up, because like the people you just named, like Craig Jones, he was at the ADC Open, and he
Mhm.
was just walking around,
Yeah.
talking to people.
Took pictures with everyone.
Taking
You
pictures.
guys didn't get a video for the Heyyy show?
We did, actually.
Where is it?
It's on my phone.
Send it to me.
No, it's just a picture of Sonya.
It's
And Ronnie
just a
was,
picture.
and Ronnie was like, "No, I don't want to do that," even
Yeah.
though you really wanted to. But what I'm saying is like the B team was there, and they were just being ambassadors of jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
basically. And everyone, they were accessible. They seemed nice as hell. Like honestly, like they're overly nice, and they're great ambassadors. So
Mhm.
and you don't see New Wave there. You
Yeah.
don't see Gordon walking around. You don't, in that way. So, yeah, 100%. I think you're
That's a good
all
list,
three
too.
literally taking the list differently, which is what I kind
So
of
what's
want.
your list, Chad?
Chet,
So-
even though you told Brandon's is wrong.
It's not right or wrong. I want to look at it from, I think the thing that helped me the most in jiu-jitsu when I started, again, was picking competitors that were my size, that I could feel like I could relate to them, right? So
Mhm.
like in the beginning, when I first started, I didn't wrestle, I never wrestled.
Mhm.
So of course I took to guard first and then from there evolved. So like Cabrinha, Rafa Mendez, Guy Mendez, Cola Bate, like JT Torres, those, right, are all kind of close to my size
Right, and style.
and style that I could apply those things. Like in the beginning, I think like, I mean, I remember when I even talked with Heath on this, like he didn't want me to watch the best in the world at first because my game wasn't there yet.
Right.
Right? Like sometimes you watch the best in the world and your brain's like, well, there's no way that my body can do that when I start. But if you watch like the best purple belts coming up in the world, the best brown belts coming up in the world, their game hasn't got to that Gordon Ryan level yet. So it's a little bit more pliable in your mind, right? And then you can work your brain up to the best in the world. And then to me, it was like Rafa, his technique is amazing to watch. Like Gordon's incredible. I'm not hating on Gordon.
Right.
Clearly, I worship Gordon every episode. But like Rafa is almost mesmerizing to watch his videos online and his technique for his size.
Are you too close to the forest to see the trees on that one, though?
I almost feel like you're correct with that. That he's,
Because, like, dude, like, when I watch some of his videos, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Who? Rafa? Like, what do you mean? I don't listen to him. I just
think
watch
he's-
his technique.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I think he's very, very high-level technical.
Right. But I'm saying I don't start with him.
No,
I'm
no.
just saying.
I'm just saying, like, so if the question is like how to get, if I,
Like, how do I get my mom to get into BJJ?
And you just
What
Gary
matches
Tonin.
do I show her?
Gary
You know?
Tonin.
Just Gary Tonin.
That's why he's on the list, guys. That's why he's on the
I
list.
think my mom's saying fuck this after
Yeah.
she watches Gary Tonin.
no,
But if she watches Hoffa, she's like, it's so elegant.
I like how all three of you answered it.
Mhm.
I think those are all 5 great top 5
Yeah.
lists because
Absolutely.
Chad. Not hating on Chad. So it's very specific to you, and it's
Right.
very specific to a certain level.
And that's what I'm saying. You kind of have to do some research when you start. It's not very easy to be like, okay, that's what I want. You have to be a little bit fucked up in the head.
Ronnie's
You're talking
lit-
about making a competitor, though, not just making a spectator.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like, who's really gonna watch Gary Tonin and be like, I'm in? Like,
I don't know.
you got to be a little like, that's fucking crazy to do that shit.
You know, half
I
the
have to be
population
crazy.
are women too. But anyway, Ronnie's list, I think with the Jacob Couch one, that's the one, and Craig Jones.
I
Those
think
are the
too.
two that really connected for me.
Yeah.
You could just watch Couch and listen to
Ronnie
him
wins.
talk, and see and hear like that. Oh, I can live in like rural Kentucky
Mhm.
and be a world champion,
And compete against the best in the world.
but compete best
Yeah.
in the world.
What other
Your-
sport can you do that?
Your list
exactly.
is legitimately just people that are exciting. Like
Yeah.
anyone, like no one. I don't know how to explain this. No one
Me,
can.
my list?
Yes.
Yeah,
You're,
yeah.
No one can. When you learn jujitsu, like, because we have a lot of new people at our school. When they come in and we start explaining points, their eyes glaze over
Yeah.
and they're just like, "This is stupid."
Yeah.
Everyone on your list is like, "No, I'm going for the sub.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about points." And that's why I think it's very interesting, like how you made your
Mhm.
list. It's 100%. That's kind of just your ice cream flavor.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think that's a good
100%.
way to put it.
Yeah. I think what would be cool is if we did a list like that again, but we would do like, all right, guard players from, and then pick each weight division. That way you now you have lists because that's perfect for what you're talking about. It's like, if I'm a wrestler, all right, what weight are you? This is who you need to watch for. But so you can get all right, if you are a wrestler, this is the heavyweight you should watch. This is the middleweight you should watch. This is the lightweight you should watch. This is the featherweight you should watch. Kind of a list like that. That would be a cool list to put out for people.
I think top 5 lists are good because one, it's easy and it's like mindless. Like, I mean, legitimately, it's talk radio.
Mm-hmm.
I
People
think-
love tier lists.
Yeah, they love your list because then they want to shit on your list.
Right.
Hopefully, somebody will put all of these together and make a graphic, and then we'll have it up, and then people can shit on your guys' list. But the next one is way better. It's gonna be way better. And I had to explain this already, so this
Yeah.
is bad when you have to explain what you're trying to say. Top 5 list, and this is the one I want to do individual because I thought we'd come up with more, but it sounds like this is going to be a combined one. Top 5 list of people who come to do jiu-jitsu, who come aggressively, and then they turn to ghosts.
Like, you want me to name names that come into the
No,
gym?
yeah,
That list
that's
is very
that-
long.
that is
That's
the-
Chad's division.
That's Chad's division. Chad's gonna be like this guy. So like,
Oscar.
Yeah.
There
So
we go.
You know, I was thinking about Oscar today, so I just want you guys to understand predestination,
Okay.
right?
There you go.
I know this episode's in the future,
Oscar Campo. Yep.
but
There's a TikTok. Right
Oscar
there. There's a TikTok right
came
there.
up in my head this morning after I was getting ready, and I was like, shit, that means Oscar's going to come back in the next 2 weeks.
Man.
How?
Okay.
I was gonna make a joke there, but I won't.
All right, so what's the list again?
You gotta find that. That's a TikTok.
Yeah.
That's face right there. Top 5 list of people who come to class to do jiu-jitsu aggressively, and then they just turn to ghosts. Like, so I'm talking
Bodybuilders.
about
Oh,
6
like
months,
a type.
hardcore. They're there every
Archetype.
night. They're going down to Mount Vernon. They're going to Tommy's every weekend
Women.
for open mats. Wow, you're the. Oh my God.
Bodybuilders.
These are
Women,
Force
minorities.
These are
Religions.
these are archetypes. So I'll give you the first example. I think Ronnie has one, so at least we'll have
I'll take
two.
the next one.
All right, sweet. So, wrestlers, former wrestlers. Those are
Definitely.
definitely the
100%.
number ones that are like, oh, this is easy. Oh, we just take people down and smash them, easy. And then they go to one tournament, somebody pulls guard, and they're like, well, what the shit is this? This is dumb.
Right. All
So
right.
wrestler, that's
That's
not
a
in
good
any
one.
order. one of the.
My
Yeah.
next one would be like.
Hey. You
You
said
want me to go?
Ronnie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I said I have the next one.
I thought you said
But-
Ronnie. Michael said Ronnie.
You better
has
have
one.
some more drinks. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Mine was gonna be the Street Fighter, the guy that I come in and
See red.
I
Train
see
UFC.
I see red. I've trained
That's good.
I've won every bar fight I've ever been in, and then they come in and then they realize, I can't throw punches, or they go up against, or in other cases when we get them in and get some actually MMA fighters around, I'm like, I can't throw good punches, and they realize that
Haymakers
just
don't work.
haymakers don't work.
That's
Haymakers lead to double
That's a good
legs.
one.
But yeah, that's the
That's a good
archetype. They're in until they get beat.
We got 5.
All right, mine would be the Facebook after class profile picture dick riders.
Yeah.
Like those guys.
Oh.
Can you
Way
name
up there
one?
on the list. I'm
Yeah,
not
man.
gonna.
We said no naming.
But
That's
there's
the
a lot of
first
those
rule.
out there, you know. A lot of
Yeah.
guys that come in, they just want to have the 1 or 2 classes, get a picture with the whole team, make it their profile picture, come back 2 times a year.
When Brandon quits the show,
If they
I'm
pay,
done.
we still love you.
Brandon is like the all-star right now, man. That's great. Chad, you got one?
I think I'm gonna go with the high school jock.
Oh, good one.
That's a good one.
That's
Yeah,
a
really
good one.
You know,
Yeah,
like
that's a really good one.
they're really popular in high school. They're really athletic, and they think that this.
But they didn't make
this
it
is-
to college.
even the college jock could apply.
That's true. College
you know,
jock,
like
yeah.
it's amazing how many people come in and just think because they're athletic that they're gonna get through. And the sucky part about jiu-jitsu is it's not a sport you come in and get to be good at in the beginning.
Can I tell my story with no names?
No, you have to have names.
No. No. So there was a person at your gym who trained.
I know
and
the name.
I didn't like.
Anyway.
I didn't like him, nor did a lot of people didn't like him. Even Joey didn't like him. So if Joey didn't like him, get the fuck out of here. Like that's
Saying
the word.
something.
And he kept bragging about his credentials in wrestling. So I'm crazy. So I'm like, bleep this. I'm gonna look this up. I looked it up. The college, they didn't have a wrestling team.
It was probably intramural.
So that was my next thing was like I really wanted to at one point be like, so I looked up your wrestling. I didn't see any records or anything like that on their wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, and just finally to get him to be like, oh, it's just a bunch of guys that got together in a wrestling room and we just
Yup.
practiced. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
But
not
it was
college
at the
wrestling.
university.
Yeah,
Right.
it was at the
And a
university.
sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all did ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Damn, sign me up. Naked sauna,
You
ayahuasca
denied
wrestling.
gay porn for $5,000, but you're going for free naked.
Yeah, this one has drugs.
Ayahuasca. Ain't free.
Okay.
So that's good. So we have one more person. We have former wrestler,
Women.
street tough fighter.
Street tough.
Brandon's
Not getting-
amazing
Facebook dick
answer.
riders?
Facebook dick rider.
And then
Jocks.
Jocks. Yeah.
Pretty good
We
list.
need one more.
Um,
That's it. And let's just go away from the opposite sex. Let's not even say that. Let's just act like jiu-jitsu's only guys, and that's not far-fetched.
I'll be honest, I feel like there's more male crybabies in jiu-jitsu than
100%.
females.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. We just didn't want Chad to
Typically
say the
girls.
bad joke about women. That's all I was shooting for there, Brandon.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think of another
back
one.
to
I'm having a hard time, though. I don't know. You guys
I've been
got
People
anything?
that don't want to lose.
No,
that can't take losing,
They
you
can't
mean?
take
Yeah,
losing.
yeah.
My
That's a good
nomination
one.
would be the
Because
second
you
one
have to
I
lose.
had in my head was we've all had this like that's not that's funny because police officers, firefighters, they're always gonna be on the top of the list, and sometimes they don't come back because they don't want to get hurt or things like that, which I totally understand.
Mhm.
The next one would be the weirdo that is he's always white because of the credentials I'm about to give you. That he trained on Mount Fuji
Oh.
in
Shikandu.
Osaka, and he was with Chinese monks somehow, and
Goku
they
kangaroo.
were doing kung
Goku
fu,
kangaroo.
Okay.
but then also added in some Lithway.
All right.
Yeah, they were headbutt fighting.
Yeah.
That was that those guys always come in.
The headbutt.
That's
fight.
the same as like basically if you boiled it down, you could boil it down to the guy that come in and said, "Oh, I used to train in obscure martial art here."
Yeah.
Yeah, just that.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
But
I like that.
The only problem is
Can we put the meth heads in there too?
the reason I
We've had a lot
can't
of those
the
lately.
reason I don't want to put them on that list is because they don't come aggressively. They come one time aggressively,
Yeah.
and then they're done. So technically, that doesn't fit the.
Typically,
criteria.
they don't ever even train. They just give you their credentials and stand around and are like, "This
That's
is not."
that's not true. We just had someone train.
I've had a
They
few
died.
come in and they like showed me their Goku kangaroo card.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, and Terre Haute, the guy came in. He's like, "You want to see my card?" Like, I'm a little bit above this, and it's like, okay, then don't fucking train. I don't like.
Get out on the mats. Let me see
Or
it.
the other, we forgot one good one I like. The
Honorable mention.
Honorable.
the combatives.
OLI.
My combatives training level
Yeah.
is too high to step on your mats. I could kill you.
There are a
We
lot of
can't-
military
but yeah, we let.
programs like that.
I had a guy and he was like, "I'm a fifth
But
something in combatives, and I'm not allowed to train on your
That's-
mats because you
that's-
could die."
That's close to the other thing we were talking about, and that's also. It's not be disrespectful to people.
Why would you even come in if that's like your attitude?
Yeah,
Like,
that is true.
I'm just
I
here to
don't
check it
know.
out, but by the
I
way, if
had
I
a guy
stepped on
tell
the
me
mat,
that
you guys
if
would
he
die.
stepped on the mats with me, I would die. That was his combatives level in training.
So it's like
Good
punching
thing you
you in the
didn't step on
groin
the
or
mat.
eye gouging. Okay.
I'm just
All
glad
right.
I'm alive.
Re-stomp the groin.
All right. So that's it. That's all I got.
That's
All
it.
right.
Yeah. So if we technically only had 4, so if anybody wants to put comments underneath our post, give us our 5th person.
Yeah.
That'd
Well,
be
who's our fifth? Comes hard for one BJJ class.
That drink's hitting you good, huh?
No, I'm sneezing.
All right. See you
Well,
guys
you know
next
what,
week.
guys?
You know that sneeze.